It's Lyra. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I've been very inconsistent with my videos, but I just decided I really feel like I need to finish my fucking stories. So I just kind of want to go back and just finish all of these stories so we can get to where I'm at currently. So this one's just going to be kind of a mismatch of the shit that happened after my car accident and finding out who Ben is and everything like that. And I just want to try and get through these last few so we can get to what's currently going on in my life, because I always have so many things happening all the time. And I want you guys to keep up with me and everything that's going on, because it's all exciting, interesting things. Okay, so me and Jesse would still go back to the woods every once in a while. After my accident, I still wanted to go back and just kind of explore more and get more answers and meet with these aliens again. And now, especially now that I know who Ben is, I want to learn more about him. So we would go back to the woods, but it seemed like everything was changing, and not necessarily in a good way. When we would go back now, we kept coming into contact with these hissing creatures. And if you guys remember, when we were with Naya, we had run into this creature that was making this hissing noise at us, and we didn't really know what it was, but now every time we go back there we keep running into them. And what I'm seeing, an example of what I see this looking like, was it was an interdimensional creature that I've never seen before, and I don't really know what it is. It's not really like an alien or anything, and it's more animalistic. So it looks like it's on all fours, and it has these really skinny arms and legs, and it's kind of crouched down, with a bigger elongated head, with it's almost like a dog face, and just very spiny and bony, very, very creepy looking. And this is what I'm seeing is making these hissing noises. And when I say I see these creatures, I think I explained this previously, but it's through my third eye. So I can sense exactly where they are, and I can hear them, but I can't physically see them. It's my mind is filling in the blank space, so I can get an image in my head of exactly what they look like, and I can sense where they are and what they're doing. It's really interesting. So whenever we would go into the woods now, we couldn't get very far because these creatures were trying to stop us, and we could definitely tell that they are not friendly. They don't want us here, and they're trying to get us to leave, and they are not afraid to get really close to us. So we never really went there for that long a period of time before these creatures would kind of, I want to say chase us out, but that's pretty much like kind of what happened. We just felt very unwelcome by these new weird interdimensional creatures. And even the path that we used to go down to get to the spot where we would we have had these close encounters with like the tall white Zetas, that path was being blocked. The last time that we had tried to go down there, there's this huge tree that kind of goes over the path, and we would always sense something like right over there because it's so dark, like right where that tree is, and there's more forest behind it, but it's like pitch ass black hole over there, and then like the path like goes this way, but this one tree like goes over it. And so when we tried to walk down the path, we would kind of like sense things were over there, like intently watching us, and we're just kind of like slowly walking forward, trying to get past this tree, because once we get past the tree, we feel like it's more open space, and it's kind of fine after that, and it like lightens up. You can see the sky and everything. It's not like this black hole. And right when we walked under the tree, we heard a branch snap like right above us, and we both just like looked up, and both of us third eye saw the same creature, and it was this interdimensional cat-like being. It was like a fucking like creepy panther thing that but you can tell it was not like good. It definitely had malicious intent. It did not want us there. And so like we took a few steps, heard the branch snap, we both look up, and then slowly like back out, and then we turn around and just like we're like, fuck this, we're leaving, and we hear this big ass cat like jump down out of the tree, and like you hear like the thud like hit the ground. And so we just started like running. We booked it back to the car. And that was kind of the last time that we started, like, that we were going to the woods. We stopped after that. We weren't really sure what happened, but it was just very clear that we were no longer welcome there. And it seems like it was taken over by these beings of like malicious intent. I don't know. It was just weird. It was bad vibes. So we stopped going. But there was so much going on in my life at the time. I had been wanting to move for a long time. Like, well, pretty much like ever since I was a little kid, I always said like, I'm gonna move to LA and I'm gonna be in movies and I'm gonna tell the world the truth. I've always said that. Not that I ever knew what it meant when I was a little kid, but I just always said that. I just always knew, like, in my soul, that's what I'm supposed to do. So I've been trying to figure out a way to move to California for forever. And I was talking to my kind of like starseed mentor friend, and she actually said that she did not see me moving to LA. She saw me moving to Vegas. And I was just kind of like, that's really interesting. I never thought about that before. I had only been to Vegas one time, and it was a few years ago. And I never ever would have thought of moving there. But the more I thought about it, the more it was kind of making sense and seemed like a good idea. It was still close enough to LA that I could still go there and see all my friends, and do whatever I wanted to do. But of course, like, Vegas is a lot cheaper than living in LA, and I don't know, it's just something was drawing me there. I like the desert. So I kind of listened to what she was saying and looked into it more and decided to book a trip out there. I think I booked the trip out there for just 5 days or something like that. And I was just kind of thinking, if it's meant for me to move there, it's gonna happen. And if it's not, worst case scenario, cool, I went on a vacation. I'm just gonna come back and go back to my normal life in Florida. So I went there. I don't know the first thing about, like, moving or anything. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about Vegas. I don't know anything about anything, but I just went, and I had no real plans of anything. And the first day that I got there, my Uber driver, who was like this young-ish, like, Filipino dude, he was just kind of like, oh yeah, like, what are you doing in Vegas? What are you doing out here? I'm like, oh, I'm just visiting, like, trying to see if I want to move here. He's like, oh, you're thinking about moving here? Well, are you looking for a place to stay or what? I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm just kind of out here, and I figured if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. And he's like, well, my roommate just moved out, and I need a new roommate. Do you want to come live with me? And that was it. It was pretty much set. So day one, I already found a place to live, and so I just went back to Florida and packed up my life and moved to Vegas. It was pretty crazy. But also, along with the moving to Vegas, I had started seeing this number synchronicity. And I was kind of new to numerology and number synchronicities. But it was so blatantly obvious I couldn't ignore it. But from about December was when I started seeing the number 20. Actually, no, fucking even before that. I want to say like October, November. I started seeing the number 23 all the time, everywhere. And I moved to Vegas at the beginning of February. So by the time it got to like January, the number 23 was coming in. It was so constant and everywhere. It was driving me insane, and it was freaking me out because I didn't understand like number synchronicities or know what it was, but just like 23 was fucking everywhere that I looked all the time. A funny story, funny side note. My friend had told me when I was telling him about that, he's like, you know, there's a movie called The Number 23, right? I'm like, no fucking way. I'm gonna watch it. on my flight to Vegas. So when I was moving, I opened up my laptop to watch this movie because I'm just like searching for answers. Like, what the fuck is the number 23? Like, I can't believe they made a movie on it. This actually happened to somebody else. This is so weird. So I opened it up. The opening scene is, it just says February 3rd, which is 2-3. Because February, the month, is number 2, and it's the 3rd. So that's 23. I shit you not, the day that I'm watching this, moving to Vegas, is February 3rd. So I open up my laptop, I see the opening, February 3rd, and just immediately just close it because it just freaked me out so much. It was so crazy. I did end up opening it back up and watching the rest of the movie, but I just thought that was really crazy and hilarious. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now, and then next we'll kind of go into Vegas and how it absolutely, completely transformed and changed my life. But alright guys, stay tuned for more amazing alien experiences. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go to princessofpleiades.com and follow me on the Instagram at princessofpleiades if you're not already, and book a healing session with me. Alright, thanks guys.